at the time that you're watching this, Christmas will probably have just passed, but I'm recording this on, let's see, November 17th, 2024. I want to do a little video talking about the handmade and craft-related Christmas presents that I am making and otherwise preparing for my friends and family that I can't necessarily share like during the podcast. So I'm doing a little vlog type thing. I'm going to show you, give you like progress updates on the things that I'm making. Because while my family doesn't watch these, my friends do, or at least the friends that I'm making these things for, they do. So I want to keep it completely silent in the like regular podcast department. But I can't shut up about anything, so I have to talk to someone about it. And I also I want to have kind of a log of what I've done and the process of it and all of that. I've not properly vlogged the full process of all, because I have a lot of things here. Actually, everything I've started already. Everything I've at least started. It's all here. Some of the things I've already finished, and I have not properly recorded the process of these things, unfortunately. But I do have a little bit of B-roll here and there for certain things. So when I have it and it becomes relevant, I'll pop it here. That's why I'm so sideways in this video. But I want to do this in chronological order. And I'm going to give you specs on the set. That's also why I'm sitting here. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing is I prepared some hand spun for two of my friends, Meredith and Stephanie. They're together, so they get kind of a matching gift. But this is what I spun for Meredith. I'm going to put some specs on the screen here and also narrate them. But this is, let's see, it is 65% Colombian Rambouillet, 30% Falkland Merino, 5% recycled fiber. It is 130 yards or 70 grams of roughly worsted weight yarn, and this is I know it's pretty uneven, and there's parts where the ply job is suspicious, up here. That's kind of suspicious, but it was the first spin I made on my new e-wheel. And I don't know if I have pictures or footage of the e-wheel. If I do, I'll pop it up so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, it was the first spin that I did on my e-wheel. And for my first spin on my e-wheel, I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. I had a bit of comb top in this. It's the Rambouillet. It was purple and white. And then I have a bit of, let me actually get the Hedgehog Fibers fiber. I did 2 plies of the Rambouillet, and then I did 1 ply of this Hedgehog Fibers tweed. And this is where the Falkland Merino and the recycled fibers come from. I love this fiber. If you have any interest at all in Hedgehog Fibers and in spinning fiber, I highly recommend this specific, the classic tweed. Is that what it's called? I have to receipt in the back. Tweedy Original. That's what it's called. Tweedy Original. I highly recommend it. It's gorgeous. It's lovely. It's so lofty and fuzzy and airy. It's wonderful. So yeah, that's part of the spin. That's where you get these the blue and the pink and these little neps of things. So I talked to Stephanie and I asked her, discreetly, not giving any details out, what kind of yarn Meredith lived with, if she preferred fine or chunky yarn, and she said chunky. So I did a nice worsted spin. I'm pretty pleased with it. I also did this what would you call this? This tag rather than a ball band, because I did try to make a wraparound ball band and it just covered so much of the yarn and it didn't look quite nice. So I've done this. I've got all the specs in there. So that's the first thing done. Can't remember when I completed it, but it's done. And the next thing I got is Stephanie's spin, because again they get kind of a matching set. And for Steph, oh look at it, oh it's so good, it's so good. For Stephanie, I did a sock set because she's a I shouldn't call her a sock knitter because she makes other things, but she does do a lot of socks. And so I made her this sock set. And let me get both of the fiber, because I have a ton of fiber left over from both of these. So let me get it. So this is the main color. Wait, stand here. This spun into this. Kind of, you can say it's the same. And this is some fiber that Meredith and Stephanie got for me from the Fiber Studio at Yarns to Die For, which is a local yarn business. They got this for me there when I was recovering from my surgery as just a get well soon gift. And I think it's superwash merino. it's very, I like this fiber for completely different reasons that I like the Falkland merino. They're completely different. It's it's super soft and it's really sticky. It sticks to itself, which makes it really forgiving. It doesn't break a lot. But what can happen is the fiber, because it sticks to itself, it can kind of knot itself in your working top. So that's a downside, but it's so beautiful. It's so soft. It feels amazing. It's so beautiful, and I think the colorway for this is dark teal, maybe. I think that might be the color, but it's a pine green. It's not teal. It's got like it's a cool green, but it's pine green. It's like what is that mint I don't like? Not peppermint, the other mint. Spearmint. It's like a spearmint green. And I've done here, this is a 2-ply fingering spin. I still have yet to actually measure the skein to see what kind of yardage, but this is 40 grams. So you can imagine what 40 grams of fingering weight yarn is. There's no nylon in it, so this is the base yarn. And then this is the mini skein to go along with it for like the heels and the toes. And this is Corriedale. I believe this is from Cashmere and Coconuts on Etsy. And the colorway is Kingfisher. So there's a little bit of the fiber. And it creates this like cowboy, southwesty kind of look that I just love. I can't really see what you're seeing because I'm covering up my eyeballs right now, but it is just magnanimous. I love it. And I thought these two looked great together. And this is a 3-ply fingering. I believe it's 20 grams here. So this should be enough to make a pair of socks. And yeah, it's a hardier Corriedale, and I've done a 3-ply. I was shocked that I managed to actually get 3 plies for fingering weight. I was shocked. But this is going to make, even though it doesn't have nylon, this should be strong enough for the heels and the toes of the sock. And I'm going to make a kind of ball band for this one just to keep them tied together. So those are the two things that I have finished. And the next thing is another thing that I have a lot to say about. This is for my friend Alicia. She's another knitter friend, and I have one sock of the pair here. So Alicia is, she's a very experienced knitter. She knits a lot. She's been knitting for a long time. But one thing that she just has no interest in knitting is socks. She's very adamant that she's never knitting socks. But I asked her about why and whether it was a process thing or a product thing, and she said that it was about the process, and she would love, in theory, the object of hand knit socks, but is just not interested in knitting a sock. So I was like, I'll knit her a sock, or a pair of socks. And she's a big lace knitter. She knits a lot of lace. Oh, this looks so pretty in camera. She knits a lot of lace. She wears a lot of lace. I think most of what she knits are like lace yoke tops. She makes a lot of them. So I figured I should make her a little lace sock. And this is, I didn't actually follow the pattern because I didn't find the pattern to be very well written or very helpful, but the chart comes from the Bright Morning Sock from Drops Design. It's a free pattern, so the fact that it's like not a great pattern is not a big deal to me, because really all I wanted was the chart. And so what I did was, she wears a women's 7 or 7.5 shoe. So I did a 60 stitch, I'm gonna put it all up here. It's a 60 stitch sock. 2 millimeters for the cuff, 2 millimeters for the toe. The rest is 2.25. And the chart repeat is 28 stitches. So on the front, I just did 28 plus 1 stockinette stitch on either side. The back is just plain stockinette. I did a slip stitch heel, but I did something that I think is kind of cool. Yeah, you can see it on camera. I carried over the slip stitch design from the heel flap to the heel turn and then down to the gusset. And I did the gusset decreases on the bottom of the foot because when we're talking about a flap and gusset heel, I find it looks nicer and it fits much better when you put the gusset decreases on the bottom of the foot. And it's really easy because what I did was on either side of the heel flap, I just picked up 15 stitches on either side. And the amount in the center was completely negligible because I just decreased it all out and had 30 stitches. It was very easy. So yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, you can count the repeats, like if you want the recipe for it, but I did 4 lace repeats for the leg, then I did the flap and gusset and everything, and then for the foot, I did 7. So it's a total of, 11 repeats? So yeah, I think it's really beautiful. This bright pink yarn comes from one of my favorite Small Dyers, which is craftily dyed yarn on Etsy. Their yarn, it's so soft, it's so pretty, and it's very inexpensive. I quite highly recommend them. And I finished that last night, and I've already started the second sock. And I think I got this done in like 2 or 3 days. I was initially going to do like a stockinette sock, but stockinette socks are really boring for me. And the funny thing is, it actually takes me longer to knit a stockinette sock than a textured or a colorwork sock because I just don't care. I don't want to do it. But yeah, I think it's really beautiful. It was so easy. It looks complicated. It's not. It's so easy, this lace motif. Yeah, that's what I'm doing for her. And I think, yeah, those are all of the gifts that I'm hand making for my friends if I have time, because I have a lot of this yarn. I bought a full 100 grams of it, which is much more than enough for one pair of relatively small women's socks. So I kind of wanted her a second pair of lace socks with like the fortune sweater motif on it, which is just like little clovers, you know. I kind of want to do that if I have time. I've also considered doing like a frill sock because I think that would be cute. I think she would like that, but I just don't know about the time, you know. But that's all I've got for my friends. For some of my other crafty friends, I have made or am, excuse me, intending to make craft-related purchases, which I am also going to show off in this video. But the other two things that I have are for my family. So what I have here, and this is like, I don't know, like what, 60-70% complete. But this is a Musselburgh hat. It's probably about 60%. This is a Musselburgh hat for my dad. Except I didn't follow the Musselburgh pattern, but I'm calling it a Musselburgh hat because it'll give you an idea of what it is. But yeah, so it's a two-sided hat. You've got this crown on one end, and I'm gonna knit all the way down to have the other crown on the other end, and then probably the stripes are going to get folded inside of the green side for a nice plain stockinette double folded hat, because my dad has one winter hat that he wears all the time, every winter, and it is this exact style. It's just a gray, all stockinette, double folded hat, but obviously that was, I'm trying to fold it inside to show you kind of what it looked like. That was purchased at a store, you know, ready to wear. So I'm trying to kind of fold it in so you can sort of see what it would look like. But yeah, it's gonna be folded, so the green on the outside, the colors on the inside probably, and he can flip it out if he wants. But something interesting that I did, and this is the part where I can have the B-roll, is I really don't like knitting hats from the top down. I hate doing it. And I don't like to say hate a lot. I feel like I've said that a lot in the last couple months of knitting stuff. But it's one of very few knitting techniques that I can't do. I can't get through it. I'm capable of it, but I dislike it so intensely that I just can't push through it. And to make a Musselburgh hat as designed, you have to do it that way. But I dislike it so strongly that I was like, I can just do a provisional cast on. So here's the video of me doing the provisional cast on because I think it's cool looking. But I did a provisional cast on with the crochet hook. It looks hard, it's so easy. I love it. It's absolutely my favorite provisional method. And I knitted up one end, decreased for the crown, and then I picked up the stitches along the provisional cast on, unzipped it, and started knitting in the other direction. Ooh, it looks gross from afar, but when I put it up here, like, look at that vibrancy. Wow. So this yarn, this is dropped Nord. I'm forgetting the colorway name. I used most of the skein. They come in these little 50-gram skeins, but I used most of it to knit this. I think if I did like a regular hat with, you know, with a ribbed brim that got folded over, I would probably have used the entire thing. Or if I knitted a hat for myself, because my dad has a kind of a small head, so this is smaller than I would knit myself. In that case, I probably would have used the whole skein, but I had just a little bit left over. I'm forgetting the name of this color. I want to say it was just army green, or it might have just been a number. And then this yarn that I'm using, the self-striping yarn for the other side, this is a Nomadic Yarns sock yarn. This is their Yak sock base in the Sailor Uranus colorway. I just had it in stash. I bought it last summer, not this previous summer, but the summer before that, because I wanted to try the Yak sock, and this was one of the only bases they had in, one of the only colorways they had in stock in that base that I liked. So I just picked it up, and I never ended up using it because it came a lot darker than I expected it to be. And I don't dislike it. I just never ended up using it. And I figured sometime earlier this year that it would be uh, perfect for this application, and that he'll love it, and he'll love the novelty of it being made of yak. And then the last thing, the last gift that I'm knitting this year, which is last year I knit so many gifts. One of them was a full sweater. I'm not doing it again. So the all of these are like little accessories. The last gift make I have, and it's on a stitch holder right now because I had to use the needles for something more pressing at the time. It's on hold, but I'll let you know when I pick it back up. This is a cowl from my mother. It's so pretty. I'm so proud of this. This is the Acanthus cowl. I'm unfortunately forgetting the name of the designer. I believe she's Polish. I'll put her name on the screen wherever. This is the Acanthus cowl. I'm knitting this in Brooklyn Tweed Peary. I believe this is muslin, and I cannot remember the name of the black. I can't remember it. Um, I'll put it on screen. I have an extra scan I could go look at, but I'll put it on screen. But yeah, this is the Acanthus cowl, and I have modified it. I have modified it to be worked up on a larger gauge for the same stitch count because my mom wears makeup, and she's roughly the same skin tone that I am, and so and like she wears like foundation, so foundation plus black fabric that's like close to your face, and foundation in my tone, it's not gonna work. So I made the cowl. It's supposed to be like quite snug. So I'm doing it on a larger gauge so that it'll sit kind of away from the face like this. And because of that, I had to also kind of chop the chart in half a little bit because my gauge is so much bigger. If I had kept the chart its original form without any modifications to the height, it would have been like 2 feet long, and that's not what she wants. Um, so yeah, there it is. You can kind of see how it sits away from my face, and this is a super wash merino, so it's just gonna stretch. I know that it's gonna stretch. Um, but yeah, so this is the Acanthus cowl, and I'm actually kind of a good portion of the way through it. Um, I cannot remember exactly how many rows there are. I think there's only like 40 rows in the way that I've modified the chart. I'm on a row probably 10 or 12 by the looks of it. But yeah, it's not a difficult color chart. It's really not. It's just you have to look at it. You have to keep your eyeballs directly on the chart the entire time. But it is really pretty. It's so pretty, and I can't wait. Can't wait until it's done, or at least in like a more show-offable state. I love it. It's so pretty. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to work on today, but as I work on things, I'm going to give you updates. And when my other friends' like physical craft products arrive in the mail, I'll show those off too because they're cute and you'll like them. So yeah, I will be back with an update probably in like a week, but for you, it's going to be a matter of moments. So I'll see you then. Hey there. So, first of all, I'm sorry about how dark it is. I'm recording this on a very, very foggy, overcast evening. It's 2 or 3 days removed from the last clip. It's the 20th today, and I've just gotten some more gifts in the mail to show you. So, all of these are from Brooklyn Notions. I'll put them on screen. It's BKLYN Notions. They're on Etsy, and they also have their own store. And so I got, for some of my friends who are more beginner knitters, I got them these really cute stitch markers. So these two sets here are for my friend Sandy. They just fit her vibe. I don't know, they just seem like her vibe. She went to Costa Rica earlier this year, and I was like, ooh, beachy. And I just thought that she would like these little rainbow heart ones. They're really pretty. They look like hard candies. Heart candies. They look like hard candies. They're really pretty, and they're all like plastic. I wasn't sure if they were gonna be polymer clay or what, but they're like it's like a soft plastic. It's hard to describe. And then for Tracy, I got her these ones. She lives on a farm, and on that farm she has chickens, she has goats, and she's actually sent me home some of her farm fresh eggs to try, and they're wonderful. So I got her this pack with these chickens and fried eggs, and this pack with vegetables. One of them is backwards. There you go. This pack with vegetables. And I just they're cute, and I figured for those two, because they're kind of beginners and they might not have a massive set of notions yet, but they also um, they haven't been knitting for, I think they've just started knitting in like spring or summer of this year, um, and you know they might not know yet what their favorite kinds of yarns are and whatnot, and like what kinds of things they like to knit yet. So I didn't want to get them any yarn, just because I have no idea what they really like yet. So I decided I'm gonna get them some notions that they probably don't already have, because like they might have like plastic locking stitch markers, but let's be real, I don't think any of us really like those. So I thought it'd be cute to get them some fun little novelty stitch markers. And yeah, again, these are from Brooklyn Notions. Yeah, they sent me business cards as well. Okay, so it is basically midnight, but the muscle burr is done, at least as far as the knitting portion of the muscle burr is done. I have not tacked down the final end because I'm not sure if I want to maybe sew the two crowns together with that. It's obviously not blocked. It is fresh, hot off the needles. Like, I have my magic loop needle still sitting on my desk. But yeah, I'm probably gonna take a second to fold this in half to show you kind of what it's supposed to look like. And then once I have some actual daylight and it isn't basically midnight, I will give you some more information about what I actually did. Okay, so here I've made, you can almost see it. Yeah, you can see it. I've made a very small stitch, two actually. One of them is really well hidden. I don't know if it's really visible at all, I can't quite tell, but I've made some small stitches at the top. You can kind of see, here's the green side, and then that's the stripy side. So I know this is like a gross image. It's currently the next day. I'm blocking the hat. I did take measurements before I've popped it in the water here, and it was 22 centimeters wide and 20.5 centimeters tall. I'm using centimeters because they're smaller, so you can be a little bit more precise. Yeah, I folded the hat in on itself before blocking. You can still see here's the stripes on the inside. There you go. Most people don't do that, and I'm wondering if I maybe won't get as much stretch, because not only have I folded this, I've also sewn the crowns together to make it easier to fold them and reverse it. But hopefully it's fine. Hey there, it is Friday. It's the day for Thanksgiving, so it's the 29th, I think, and I have two Christmas present updates. The first is that I've sewn the tag or the label on my dad's hat. And I do think that I showed you how it wears when I first finished it, but I can kind of show you that's what it looks like. It's a hat. It's a basic hat. That's what he likes. But yeah, so it's all blocked. It's all completely finished. And it's got a little tag. And the reverse side is just black. So it's nothing crazy. But it's also not obviously like the wrong side, you know? So that's that. And the second thing, the, I guess, bigger update is that I finished Alicia's socks. So they're both, they're sitting on sock blockers, but they are not blocked yet. But there they are. You can see the lace. You can kind of see the heel detail. I do think, is this the second one that I made or the first one? This is the first one. Yeah, this is the first one. The heel is prettier on the second one. Yeah, I did a little cabling there to make the second one prettier, but it's at the bottom of the foot. You're not gonna see it anyway. Let me adjust this so you can kind of see. You can kind of see the lace work a little better. So that's, and it's crooked, but that's kind of what the lace detail looks like. Yeah, I hope that they block well, because right now, that's what you get when they're not on the blockers. So I think what I'm gonna do, because I'm going to be seeing them for Christmas on the 15th, so I'm going to block these today. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably just gonna block them today, because it's very cold, so it's gonna take a little bit longer than it otherwise would for them to dry. And I'm just gonna leave them on the blockers. I'm just going to let them live on the blockers for a little bit and wrap them up before I go see them. But yeah, 2 socks. I forgot to mention, this means that I only have one other gift to finish before Christmas, which is my mom's acanthus cowl. I think I'm on row 18 right now. I've been working on it a little bit. It's really pretty. I'm very proud of myself. I believe that I'm on row like 16, 17, or 18 of like, what is it, 62? 52, 62? And I'm not sure if I'm going to go the entire length, because, you know, I feel like that looks like about a third, you know, that looks like, right, so I might not, I might leave a couple rows off, but then the pattern's not gonna look as nice. So I don't know, I'll figure it out, it's fine. Hi there, it is, what is it, Wednesday night? It's the 11th right now. And I was up very late last night working on some school stuff, but I have come to the realization that I need one more gift. And my friends and I are meeting on Sunday, and it's Wednesday night. And for the one person who remains, the last time I saw my group of friends, she was not there. So I was able to ask the rest of the group what she might like. And through our conversation, it made me think of an amigurumi pattern that I had done a couple of years ago. And this is the pattern. It's really hard to see in this lighting, but it's a little amigurumi poison apple. And obviously I'm using mine as a pincushion, but she's also a big sewist, so she might use hers as a pincushion too. And I have two of them, and I've had them for years, but I'm not going to just gift something that I made multiple years ago that's been sitting on my shelf. That feels really weird. And I also think the other one that I have that hasn't been used as a pincushion that is in nice condition is red, and I don't think that she would like the red nearly as much as the purple. Now, I'm pretty much out of the yarn that I made the original versions in, but I have a bunch of wool that I'm not using. So I have this. This is some leftover like latte colored merino wool. This, I've opened the skein, so it's a little funky, but this is I want to say this is merino and silk, and it's purple, there's some pink, there's some blue in there, and I do think will really like this. And for the bulk of the apple, I'm just going to do this black BT Piri. Most of the black wool was intended for the cowl, but I'm almost done with the cowl, and I'm not going to run out of the yarn for that. And this little apple takes up so little yarn, and as I recall from the first time I did them, it was literally done in like a day. So what I might do, because the Piri, I think, oh, it's really hard for you to see, but I think the Piri is thicker. They're both labeled fingering, but Piri is really plump. So I might, this is not a good angle, so I might hold this double. I'm not sure. I probably won't. I'll just use a really tiny hook. I'm probably going to use, what, a 2mm hook? What have I got? This is probably what I'll use. I think this is 2mm. So, yeah, I hopefully should be able to knock it out. It's about 7 p.m. I should be able to knock it out before midnight, and I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, so this is the pattern. It's the Poisoned Apple Crochet pattern by Faney Toys, and I bought this in 2021, which means I made these apples in 2021, 3 years ago. Hi there, it is, what's today? It's Thursday, I think, Thursday afternoon. Last night, I did finish Star's Poison Apple. I'm using my back camera instead of my front camera because it is better resolution. So I can't see what you're seeing, but I hope you can see it in appropriate fashion. I might have made, no, that's fine. That's normal, okay. I hope it looks like a poison apple. I think it's a little lopsided, but I'm pretty sure it's the way that I stuffed it. I'm not good at stuffing amigurumi, but anyway, this took me probably about 3 hours, so not very long for start to finish. I love this pattern. The designer, her name is Svetlana. I'm not remembering her last name, unfortunately. but she doesn't assume that you're a beginner, which I love, because like especially for a pattern like this, I don't like, as someone who's not a beginner, sometimes it can actually be more confusing for me reading a pattern that's written like very verbose for beginners. But yeah, it's great, very quick, super cute. I hope it reads as Poison Apple. I wasn't sure about this color choice at first. I'm looking at like the reflection in the gloss of my camera lens. I think you're looking at what I'm looking at. I wasn't sure about the color choice when I first did it, but I actually really like it, and I think that she'll like it too. It's very her style. So today, I see everybody on Sunday. So today, I am taking the time to wrap everything. I'm also going to show off everything one last time so you can see it. And I'm going to be focusing here and now on the gifts for my friends rather than stuff for my family, just to like concisely wrap things up and have this out probably on Monday or Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Because my family's things are not all done yet. It's just the one thing for my mom is like a little over halfway, but I'm not gonna get it done by this weekend. I'm just not. It'll be done by Christmas, but not by this weekend, and I want this out this weekend. You know, you get it. So I'm gonna show everything off again. You saw the apple. And other than that, I'm gonna do it chronologically. And I think the first thing that I actually finished was Meredith's yarn. And I wanted to do this with my back camera so that you can see all of these things in higher resolution, in greater clarity. I don't know if it's focusing on anything right now, but there is the yarn. There is the label. I've just got the yarn information on the inside. I'm actually kind of forgetting what it is. I know it's partially, yeah, it's Rambouillet Falkland Merino, and there's little like Tweety neps that are made from recycled stuff. And actually, this is a combination of some purple and white Rambouillet and this fiber from Hedgehog Fibers. It's like a tweed merino. I think it's considered top, but it's really airy. It almost feels like what I would picture, like a bat kind of feels like. I think I kind of want to try woolen spinning with this. Anyway, I think it's cool. I think it's neat. And that's Meredith's. She loves purple. She loves a chunky yarn. So there it is. The next thing I have is Stephanie's. And I ended up making the label for this. I did not vlog the creation of the label, but it's just printer paper that I wrote on in pen and then sealed up with packing tape. But you can kind of see the info on there. Yeah, I'm super pleased with this. It's really beautiful, very soft. I hope she likes it. Then I have fully blocked Alicia's socks. They've been blocked, dried, and sitting on the blocking mats for like 2 weeks or something by now. So they've really taken on the blocker shape, but I like that. I wanted them to look like crisp and pressed and clean. Which sock has a cleaner? This has a better looking heel turn. So you can see I carried the slip stitches all the way through to the heel turn. Love it. You can kind of see the lace on the front. There it is. I really hope that this is framed well and you can see it because I have no idea what you're looking at right now. But yeah, that's that. Then I don't know if I showed, I probably did. I don't remember though. I got Debbie this book because she's a very, very advanced knitter, and she's sort of quiet. Not shy, but kind of quiet. So I don't feel like I have a great idea of what kind of like yarn I could get her or what object I could make her, but she loves dogs. So I got her this, and honestly, I expect that when she opens this, everybody else is going to be like, oh my god, I want one. So I might have to buy more copies of this. But I don't know if I can maybe show you like what's inside, but there's like, the pictures are so cute. There's toys in there. There's sweaters. The sweaters at the start of the book. I don't want to show you any patterns though. Yeah, I don't want to like show off the pattern itself very much, but there's like cute sweaters. There's all kinds of little toys. It's very cute. Anyway, you didn't need to see all. And then I have, for Sandy and Tracy, I got them both stitch marker sets. You've definitely seen these. I've definitely shown them off, but I just want to again, especially with some better light. So Tracy lives on a farm. I think I said this. She has a farm. So I got her these little veggies with smiles. And she has chickens, and she often gifts other members of the group eggs. They're the best. They're so good. They're so much better than grocery store eggs. It's weird because it's all eggs, but they're different. And so I got her some chicken and egg stitch markers as well. And then for Sandy, I got her these like islandy stitch markers. It fits her. It works for her. I think she's planning on, or at least is like looking into moving to Costa Rica. Thought she'd like those. And I got her these little rainbow heart stitch markers that are completely out of order, and that's going to really bother me. I just thought that she would like them. They just fit her vibe. They're so cute and cheerful. Love them. Okay, I think that's everything. I think that's actually everything. So I'm gonna wrap these things up. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna film the wrapping up of things. I might do a little time lapse, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. You'll see in like 5 seconds. Whew, okay, sorry, I just sneezed. But I have everything. At least everything for my friends done and wrapped. Either in bags, or these are my favorite bags. Look at them, look at how cute. Look how pretty that is. I love it. Or 2 of them I did wrap in paper. This is just yarn because I don't like those adhesive bows. I just don't like them, so I've just tied a little bow with some yarn. This is a book. This is the book, and this gave me a hard time. The time lapse took like 20 minutes and condensed it down to 22 seconds, so you can't really see me struggling with this, but I struggled with this. I just think, didn't those turn out so cute? Oh wait, this is upside down. No, it's not. It turned out so cute. So yeah, that's everything. These things are just gonna hang out, I suppose, until Sunday when I see them. And yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna film on that day. I might take pictures. If they say they're okay with it, then I'll put them in, but probably not. But I will at the very least check back after that's done to sign off. Hey there, it is me from a little bit in the future. I just got back from our little Christmas party with my friends. It was amazing. We had such a good time. Not everybody was there, so not everybody got to get the gift, but we did have a great time. Everybody loved the things that I got them, and I got some cool things as well. Meredith and Stephanie gave everybody a hot chocolate kit. Tracy, who, as I said, has a farm, she put together a French toast kit with eggs from her farm, from her chickens. And Alicia got me something really cool. She got me some spinning fiber in a color that I had seen in her, I hadn't seen the fiber, but I'd seen some yarn in her stash, some spin cycle, in these hot reds and oranges, and there was purple in there, and it was so striking. And I just liked the yarn. And she got me this spinning fiber in that color. I'm gonna grab it. It's this. It's got some stellina in there, some sparkly. It's really, really, really cool. I'm super excited. And it's roving, I believe. It says roving. I'm not sure. I imagine that's the accurate term for it. I thought that roving was more similar to comb top, and it was like kind of packed together, but I might be wrong. But it looks like the kind of fiber you can spin woolen with, that you can do long draw. And I've been wanting to learn long draw since I started spinning, and there's a specific pattern that would be perfect for having that yarn as a contrast color, and so I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it, and there will be a separate vlog for that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. It was a great time. I had so much fun. And yeah, thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or if you don't celebrate anything this time of year, I hope you're getting through winter okay. It's kind of rough. It's kind of gross. The weather here is so bad right now. Literally, as soon as I left the party and the good vibes were dialed back, I was like, oh, I feel awful. My head is killing me. I feel terrible.
So I'm gonna have some cold water and lay down and put together this video, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great winter or holiday season, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.